There's better ways to play these chords than just barring and going all over the place with your neck, right? And having that same generic sound. Hey everybody, welcome to another video. It's Pastor Brendan here for Word of Life Church. Most of you who are watching this probably know me. We're going to go through the key of E today, which is my favorite key to play on guitar. There's so many variations, but I'm going to go through actually 4 different positions, I'm going to call them. Of course, like I've said in every video, key of E, 7 notes, right? 7 notes in the E scale, which means that there's respectively 7 chords. Right? E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A, B, C sharp minor, F sharp diminished, E. Back to E. Okay, you probably know the basic chords. E, you know, an A major, probably like this, or maybe you bar it like that. A B chord, which is a scary one, you got a bar, right? Or bar here, depending where you are. And a C sharp minor, which you probably know like this, the bar chord. Maybe you know it like this. And that's a 6 minor, and yeah, those are the most common, and back to E. However, there's better ways to play these chords than just barring and going all over the place with your neck, right? And having that same generic sound. There are some super fun open voicings that you can play, and the first one I want to show you, okay? The first position all surrounds the A power chord shape. Essentially, I'll start on the 7th fret just because that's actually an E note here. That's our home node, home chord. Power chord is like this. You got your pointer finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string, and then your 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the D string, and your pinky on the 9th fret of the G string. That shape, and that's, you know, you can move that shape all the way down the whole neck, and you got power chords all the way. What you can do though, in the key of E, because this instrument is tuned, a lot of the strings are tuned to notes that are within that key of E that you can let drone, right? You got your 2 E strings, low and high. You can actually play these power chords at certain places along the neck, depending on where the chord is, with these strings open, ringing open. For example, on the 7th fret, a lot of you probably know this, that's an E chord. You let these 2 strings ring open and you just play those, right? Super fancy. And you can slide that down to the 4th fret, and that's a C sharp minor chord. And if you know your notes along your fretboard, it really helps because you'll know that this is a C sharp. C sharp minor, and you can move that down to the 2nd fret, and that's a B chord. It's actually a B suspended 4, B add 4 I should say. And then you can bring it all the way down, and as you can see, I ran out of room, so I'm not actually playing a power chord, I'm just playing the open A string with these 2 still, my 3rd finger and pointer finger on the 2nd frets of the 4th and 3rd string. And that's an A2 chord. And then I can either play the E chord here, or I can move back up to the 7 and play an E chord. A, B, C sharp minor, E. And you can play everything in between too. Right? Lion and the Lamb, for example, if I'm doing it by myself, sometimes I like to play in the key of E. And I'll just play that little intro riff just with these A power chords, sliding it along and letting the guitar just open up. Right? Okay, that's the first shape, those awesome power chords. Second one, and there's 4, okay? I'm trying to go fast. You can also, if you know your bar chords generally, right? So your A chord would be here, right? That's just an E bar chord. So you have your E major shape, and I'm just barring it and sliding it up, right? You can actually do a modified bar chord like this by wrapping your thumb around. Instead of barring it with like this, you can wrap your thumb around and keep these strings open again. And so it's similar to the A power chords, except now you have an E bar shape, and you just let it ring open. You got your B, A, and for your minor chords, obviously you have to do an E minor bar chord, right? So, right? And so to do that, you wrap your thumb, and then instead of having your middle finger, let's do it on the C sharp minor here. So if I'm on the 9th fret, instead of making it major, we don't want that, you take your middle finger off and put your pointer finger on the 9th fret of the G string. Right? So you have your C sharp minor there. And so you go from your minor, then you bring it back to major for the B, your A major, and then if you want, you can go G sharp minor, F sharp minor, and back to E. Right? Super pretty way, super open, super fun to play. Especially if you're walking down, say like Reckless Love or something. C sharp minor here, B, A, and then down to E. Okay, that's the second one. Third one, this is probably my favorite one. You are here, working in this place. I worship you, I worship you. There is power in the name Jesus, right? Super common, I play those all the time. Essentially, your pinky stays on the 4th fret of the G string the whole time. And your pointer finger more or less stays on the 2nd fret of the D string here. Because these are all actually, these last 4 strings then are actually all the same notes. Right? You got an E here, you got an E on the top, right? And then you have 2 B's there, which is like the major 5th. It just adds a lot of kind of a droning sound, which is just super cool. And so what you do essentially is, I'll show you the kind of the 4 basic chords, is if you can kind of almost plant those there respectively the whole time. Your first chord is a C sharp, let's say, C sharp minor. And so you plant your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the A string, that's where the C sharp is. Play it open like that, C sharp minor, super easy. To play an A chord, you just take your 3rd finger off and keep your same fingering. Super nice. For an E chord, what I do is I take my pointer finger here and I actually move it down a string to the 5th string on the 2nd fret, and I actually bar the 2. I bar the 2nd fret of the A and the 2nd fret of the D string, and then make sure it's open for the last 2 strings. That's maybe a bit difficult, a little bit awkward for some. You can also bring in your middle finger if that's easier, or you can mute one of those strings, doesn't matter. That's an E. And then your B is essentially you just add your 3rd finger to the 4th fret of the D string. So it's just a B power chord with that open. And so you have all the main chords in E right here. And B. And you even have variations. If you want to play an F sharp minor, you can play an F sharp with your thumb. Or you can play it like this. You know, if you want to play an E/G sharp, which is a very common inverted chord, right? So you can add your 3rd finger to the G sharp and keep these fingers again planted in their home position, transitioning to the A chord. So you have all the chords really right there. Finally, okay, I'm giving you a ton here. The 4th voicing, I'll say hand position in the key of E that I want to show you, centers around this power chord here on the 7. So you have your E here. You can also play a B by, instead of wrapping your thumb like this B power bar chord, which I showed you before, you can just play it with your pointer finger, mute the A string with your pointer finger, and keep these 2 fingers planted where that E power chord was. Okay, on the 7. Okay, that's a B suspended 4. You can also take your pinky off and add your middle finger on the 8th fret of the G string. So from instead of this, right? Super pretty B chord. For an A chord, you can just let the A ring open and either keep your 3rd finger here where it was for that E chord, which is an easy way to play an A. Or you can take your 3rd finger off and put your pointer finger on the 7th fret of the D string. Right? Or. And then your C sharp is, again, if this is your home position, you can put your pointer finger on the C sharp on the E string, which is the 9th fret. And then mute the A string with that middle finger. Keep these 2 fingers here where they were planted, and let those strings ring open again. And again, you have all 4 of the most common chords in E right here. You got your E to B. Let's go to a C sharp, right? Into an A, E, B, C sharp, A, to an E. I hope that between these 4 different kind of hand positions and different voicings that you'll be able to, you know, get creative and have some fun and maybe spice up some of the different worship songs that you have. So thanks again. It's Pastor Brandon here with another worship tutorial. See you next time for another video. See you.